Welcome back. It's priest time here at the Lightforge Arena tier list card valuation stream for Darkmoon Faire. This is Outlook, though.
This is Merps. All right, let's keep going. We're
Let's
talking
go.
about Priest, and we're gonna do everything faster from now on. I promise you. All right, first card. Let's go.
Okay, first card is Palm Reading at 187.
Yeah, I don't really understand this, so please explain it.
Okay, Merps has been fighting against this card for the entire
really
time.
don't understand this.
All
Please
right.
tell me.
All right. Okay. So, it is 3 mana, right? And then you're discovering a spell, which is really good, especially because it's priest, and priest is really good spells. Then you're reducing the cost of all the spells in your hand by 1. That's what the card does. That includes the spell that you just discovered. So this card is already basically only 2 mana, right off the bat. And you're going to have a decent amount of spells in your hands, according to the algorithm for priest. So you're on average, this card is actually free. Now, you're not going to get all of your 1 mana like stuff until you play those spells, but you're just kind of banking the mana. And as a priest, it's not that bad to bank the mana. But more importantly, priest spells are good. You're going to get a lot of priest spells. Priest probably, I think priest does have the most spells that's expected to be in their deck compared to any other class. So yes, it does seem weird that a 3 mana card that's like discovering a spell as its main function is way higher than something that would normally cost 1 mana. But the reduction of all the spells in your hand, it can be quite a number of spells.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe the algorithm is wrong, and there will be this score definitely will not be the launch score because we have this recalculation happening. It's going to mess everything up, but it will be close to it, unless there's like a huge drop in the expected spells that priests have, which I assume it won't be.
You know, I'm thinking of something like Shadow Visions, which just cost 2, and yes, that discovers from your deck, but once again, like, you know, discovering from your deck versus just discovering a spell, generally, like, you know,
your deck is much better.
Yeah, your deck is better, but like, you know, this also reduces cost of spells in there as well, and we also saw how good Shadow Visions was.
Yeah.
Right, like we saw how amazing Shadow Visions was, so okay, I can kind of see it for this. Yeah.
All right. There it is. ZD-Man in chat confirmed that priest has the most spells. Shaman second. Yep. That fits with what we think the game does. Okay. Going down, we have next 155 Fairground Fool. This is where Smug Senior is. Fairground Fool is a 3 mana 4/3 taunt, so it's already really good. And then if you corrupt it, it gains 4 health, so it becomes a 4/7 taunt.
I mean, it's so good. It's really good. Like, not too hard to corrupt it, but lots of times, are you just going to play this on turn 3? Yeah, you are probably, especially if you're keeping it in your hand. So, really good. 155. You get tons of stuff for corrupting it.
Going down now to the next priest card is 117. 117 is around where Bone Chewer Vanguard is at. It's where Rusty Raider is at. It is a Nazmani Bloodweaver. 3 mana 2/5 rare. After you cast a spell, reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by 1.
Yeah. It's fine. Like, it's just fine for the stat points by itself. So anything bonus is good. All right.
Yep. Next up is same score. It is a 8 mana card, Idol of Yasharaj. Epic. Not going to see it too often. 8 mana, summon a 10/10. Copy of a minion in your deck. So it could get its abilities, could get its death rattles, cannot get its battle cries. 8 mana 10/10. It's pretty good.
8 mana 10/10 by itself is okay-ish, but there are lots of things with abilities now. And not just abilities, but like taunt. So 8 mana for a 10/10 taunt is already pretty good. And a lot of times, you know, you'll be able to pull out not a lot of times, but sometimes you'll be able to pull out that Proto Drake, pull out that Mage Scribe, right? Pull out that Smug Senior. Like, there's just a lot of things with um, abilities now. Sometimes it's a battle cry, so which means you won't get anything, but sometimes you actually get a really good ability because those are the cards that you're drafting nowadays.
Yep. All right. Next, we go down to Blood of Gahun.
Gahoon.
Gahun. It's about the same score as a Supreme Abyssal or a Bog Creeper. It's a 9 mana, 8/8 taunt. And at the end of your turn, summon a 5/5 copy of a minion in your deck. So that's a lot of stats right off the board. I know some people are going to think it's better than that, but the fact that it has taunt is actually kind of bad for you because you can't hide it at all, and it's going to die pretty quickly. Really, if your opponent lets you stick an 8/8 and a 5/5 like on the board for a turn, they're going to be dead anyway. So the fact that this has taunt means that it's actually very unlikely to keep surviving and generating 5/5s.
The score would be higher if it didn't have taunt.
Yes. For this one, definitely.
Yeah. Typically with large cards, you like want them to have taunt. For this one, you really don't. So look, it's still quite good. It's still quite like really good. And 9 mana for an 8/8 that also summons a 5/5 is nice, especially because the 5/5 is a copy. But actually, I would think it would be a little bit higher. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What's the next card? Why am I not finding it? Well, I'll look at Blood of Gahun again. I'm gonna ZD man, if you're listening to this, look at Blood of Gahun again. I think we looked at it twice, but I want to make sure that there's nothing weird going on.
Well, yeah, because like if you compare this with like Carnival Clown, right?
With Carnival Clown, well, that's a very differently rated thing.
True.
But you're saying, well, the Carnival Clown has a lot of the survivability rating. That's
the
survivability
survivability rating, because it's triple taunts. Triple taunts means a lot, actually, like versus just one taunt. So if you look at it in terms of just like, well, like they're both taunting for a lot. Well, triple taunt still counts for a lot.
All right. Okay, so next is Auspicious Spirits. Auspicious Spirits is 86. We are now down to Twisted Worgen and Murloc Tidehunter levels. What's a 4 mana card around here? Ancient Brewmaster. Serviceable cards, but nothing special. This is 4 mana, summon a random 4-cost minion. Corrupt, summon a 7-cost minion instead.
Yeah, random minions are not good.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have to corrupt it, also 7.
Yeah, 7's a really
minions are not great.
Yeah.
So that's really the problem with it. Random minions aren't great, and even the payoff isn't guaranteed to be good.
Yep. So this is a corrupt card that falls short, and then we go down to some truly bad cards. 41. This is Angry Chicken level. Insight. 2 mana. Draw a minion. Corrupt. Reduce its cost by 2. So it's sitting in your hand. You have to wait until you corrupt it, and then it'll give you a minion, which is generally worse than spells in your deck.
Yeah, like the ability to not draw a spell is not good. Like you can never draw a spell with this. That's pretty crummy. So easily corruptible, but meh, like great. And then you can kind of bank the mana, but yeah, it's not great. Like just have a better card in your deck.
Yeah, you can't really bank the mana because you just kind of like get another random minion from your deck after you corrupt this card.
Right.
So it's just like kind of like messing up your like first couple turns if you happen to have it, and then later on it's basically like a cycle to your next card.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Next is Fortune Teller. Fortune Teller is a 5 mana 3/3 with Taunt, and Battle Cries gain +1/+1 for each spell in your hand.
Nope.
Like, why? Why make it so conditional, right?
Nope.
Like, it's a 28. You could get something from it. You do have a lot of spells, but you're not gonna. It's gonna be odd to get there on turn 5 to be something really good. And so I don't know.
Yep. Nope.
All right. That's it. That's
All right.
Priest.
Yeah, and we'll take another look at Blood of Gahun, because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for Priest.
Okay. Remember, we're doing all the legendaries at the end in a legendary one. Wow, this actually was fast. I didn't think you were gonna succeed in making it fast.
Look, I'm gonna keep pushing this. All right, we got this.
All right. Any shoutouts?
No.
No shoutouts.
I'm thanking myself for being fast, and see you in the next video.
Wow.
See you guys.
See you guys.
We're gonna do this fast.
Okay, we're not going to do this fast. We are not going to do this fast because we have just finished a priest and we have to make 2 corrections.
All right.
Already, because we looked into it, and Blood of Gahun, which currently is showing as a 110, is actually like a 250 or something. It's really high. It's actually the best priest card, which is why when we were looking at it, we were like, I don't know about that. 110 seems a little low for it. So it was apparently very low. This is actually like, is it 250? What was it? 285. My bad. It's actually a 285, which is really good. Super good. So I mean, you can see why it's super good and why we doubted that it was a 110. Normally, we don't doubt the algorithm live on stream, but this was a little too much. And so we looked into it more, and then what was happening was there was no ability in the algorithm.
Oh.
So we didn't enter it, and then we entered it, and it got a lot better when it had an ability.
Wow. Who knew that its ability was good?
But you know what? Like a 8/8 taunt for 9 mana is actually like 110 in priest. That's pretty incredible.
Is it? Or I mean, who? I have no idea what was going on there. So sure.
Okay. Anyway, at the end of the turn, you get a 5/5 copy of the minion in your deck. The minion could have an ability. The minion could have a death rattle. Good stuff. And also, we had another input error on Insight. Insight was giving you a random minion, not drawing a minion from your deck. Now that it draws a minion from your deck, it has moved up from a 41 to a, drumroll, 45. Sorry, not 45, 65. My bad.
Oh, okay.
65 makes it like Silver Moon Guardian or like a Polluted Hoarder, which is to say that these days, these are not particularly good cards. I remember Polluted Hoarder was like a totally decent card that was like, almost as good as a Yeti. But now drawing a card is not so
Imagine
great.
giving up 3 stats to draw a card.
Like, instead of just like giving up 1 stat. It's terrible.
Giving up 1 stat and immediately drawing the card.
And immediately drawing the card. And we're talking about Big Ol' Whelp, of course. So yes, the average minion in your deck is going to be a lot better than Polluted Hoarder, but you also do have to wait to corrupt this card, the Insight card, and it can really mess with your like mulligans and early curves and stuff like that. So that's where it's losing some of the points. We're not saying the average minion in your deck is going to be a 65, but if the average minion in your deck is like a 100, and then Insight like makes it so that you can't really play it for the first couple turns, it kind of adds up. Okay. Well, that is the priest part of this rogue video. We just had 2 things that we needed to immediately correct, so we thought we'd do it.